Yeah, I was just commenting on that kernel thing. I'm glad they fixed that. Thanks, Microsoft. Yeah, there's just a few other things I don't like about Windows, like that make it not a good experience. Like, I think it's selling a product. You're selling a product. A good should be a good experience for your customer. Like you should enjoy using it. It should be like, oh, I can't wait to get on the computer to do this and that. Not a worry in the world. Um, I don't know where this idea comes from that we just have to sit tormented by these machines and suffer through it and worry about it and troubleshoot it and worry who's watching us and who's not and just all these problems like who's on our internet, who's scamming us, who's. I know it's a lot of work writing these things, but once you sort of come up with software to write the software, it sort of shouldn't be as hard, like to fix problems and things. I remember years ago there was enormous websites and all the different feedback of bugs and all sorts of things that come up with. I don't know if I believe in bugs. I think half the time bugs are just people getting caught out for writing dodgy code that's sort of designed to breach your privacy and stuff. I don't even know if there should really be bugs existing in code. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but it just seems to be the way it is, the way I think it is. I've seen some programs you think, why is that bit bug there? It seems too obvious. You obviously would have caught that, But it's one where your password doesn't work, so they can get your photos or something like that. What's that one called? Scout, Skout. I think they make it so you just upload all your photos, and then you can't access your account, so they get all your photos, and you can't actually use your profile, so they probably steal all your pictures. People think, oh, it's a bug, but they've probably written that in to steal your photos. So you shouldn't have to put up with all these problems all the time, stressing people out all the time, constant harassment from computers and all these little problems that, in this day and age, you shouldn't have to put up with it, honestly. There is another thing I don't like, which I picked up on, and that's the screen reader they have built into monitors and the software in monitors, because monitors have software as well, and it reads everything that you're writing on screen, everything you're doing, and records it and sends it to wherever God knows it goes. So it's using up your bandwidth, and also, your privacy is jeopardized again. Blatantly. You might be writing the story of your life, and they're over there pinching it all, so you can't publish it. Because really, when you write a story on your computer, you should be able to then find a publisher and get your story published. You shouldn't sit there wondering, oh, gee, I shouldn't get this published, because obviously that's a reaction to someone stealing your work, So I think it's just disgusting they can do this sort of stuff and get away with it, I know it's a lot of work to catch these, but they shouldn't do it in the first place. Why can't they write their own stories? Why have to steal everything? And not just that, watching people's pictures on their computers and all sorts of stuff they're doing with these screen readers. So yeah, it just records every little dot on your screen and everything you're doing, basically. So yeah, that's another thing I don't like, which they haven't fixed. Don't know when they'll fix it. Now I'll put this out, they'll probably put the ports back open again. I don't know what they're like. I don't know any of them personally, but surely they've got a bit of dignity, a bit of honour in their souls to the humanity. They're putting all this out to every person on earth. This sort of software that uses a computer, which is billions of people, and they're basically just robbing people blind and just treating us like we're just imbeciles. That will just lemmings or something. I often wonder why they brought out that game, Lemmings. It's probably their attitude towards their customers, We're just mindless drones. They're going to drop off the earth, so it doesn't matter. So we can just, rape and pillage and steal everything with these computers, which, we think, oh, aren't they wonderful? But really, they're just destroying our lives, So and it's not a big change. It's probably about 10 things I don't like about Windows, and Macs aren't so bad. Probably 5 things. Linux not as bad. Probably 1 or 2 things, but they're all similar, and I don't know, they should know what they are. They should just fix them themselves and make this a good experience for people in their homes, and then they'll get the reward of people loving them more, for actually deserving their accolades and credit for their work and all that, and they probably wouldn't get all this piracy happening, people stealing back what they've stolen from them. So, I don't feel bad at all for pirating software or movies or anything, because basically they're all robbed from us. So, in the first place, not always, but a lot of these big companies just go through all our files and take what they want and think that's all right. We're just a bit of flesh. It doesn't matter. We'll be dead soon, so we just do what we want to them. But we have a life and we should be respected. And I mean, I've suffered through it since computers come around. That's when my life went off the rails, when computers were invented. I think that's when the devil took hold of the world, or whatever you want to call the problem it caused. And I think that's when they changed all the payments. Payments used to be fair to people, and now, from governments, and now they've totally restricted that right down to basically squash us into little boxes. And we should all be living the lives we deserve. Because